What is up, guys? This is Chase Oliver 68 here, bringing you my WWE Hell in a Cell 2011 review. Let's get this show started, shall we? Did this show produce everything the WWE wanted? Did John Cena go to hell? What happened on this show? Well, we'll find out in this review. First off, the show kicked off with Christian, making his way to the ring, just chilling. But wait, there's a twist like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. We had R-Truth and The Miz at ringside. They had tickets and everything, and then John Laurinaitis, for some fucking reason, was all like, he was running down, he had like security with him, and he told them to get out, even though they bought tickets. So I thought, maybe if they bought tickets they could stay, but I guess Miz and R-Truth couldn't, and so John Laurinaitis like leads them out. So I wonder if anything's gonna happen with these two by the end of the show. Nah, knowing WWE, they won't do that. But anyway, Sheamus comes out and we get our first match, Christian versus Sheamus. Christian versus Sheamus, good solid opener in my opinion. Match started off slow as it should, building up both Christian and Sheamus throughout this match. I thought there were some pretty good spots in here. Sheamus ends up winning after a bro kick when Christian was trying to go for the kill switch. Gets pushed into the turnbuckle, hits his head. Sheamus goes bro kick to the face. Sheamus wins 1, 2, 3. To me though, I kind of felt like the wrong guy won, and the reason being is this. I felt that Christian should have won this match overall, just because that way it builds up Christian's heel character more. So that way, if you wanted to feud with another face, maybe a Justin Gabriel in the near future or someone, just giving ideas out there, it would make him look strong. And not only that, it would have Sheamus chasing Christian more. I mean, the fans were overly behind Sheamus. Sheamus was getting cheered when we went, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, the fans were all into that. They were into Sheamus, and that's the thing. You want the fans to be even more into Sheamus? Have him lose in a cheap way by Christian. Christian hasn't won a match by pinfall, and I mean by pinfall like 1, 2, 3 in a long time. So I thought maybe a pinfall win on Christian could boost his character up, because the only time Christian has won a match on pay-per-view was pulling the title down thanks to Edge's help, and then getting kicked in the balls. Does that really scream big time heel to you guys? No, not to me. So to be honest, I feel like the wrong guy won, but good match by both men. Next up, we got Sin Cara Azul versus Sin Cara Black. The crowd was not into this match at all. I personally thought it was a pretty decent match. Nothing too special, nothing too great. I thought it did its job. They wrestled a lot of more Lucha Libre pace, not the fast-paced Lucha Libre. Lucha Libre is kind of broken down. It's not always like the fast pace as people think it is. It's not like all that. But, the fans were expecting more of a fast-paced match. They weren't into it. And this is kind of where the pay-per-view kind of was like, it was doing good after that Sheamus Christian match. And then it kind of went, to me. At least to me, in my opinion. Christian, Blue Sin Cara wins, and this is another aspect where I think the wrong guy won. To be honest, baby faces chasing the heels draws money. And what makes people interested into feuds and make people want to, buy the pay-per-views or watch the shows that those superstars are on. But if the babyface keeps on winning, no one has interest in the feud. And to be honest, you're heading into Mexico. Wouldn't you want to have Blue Sin Cara, aka Mystico, get his revenge on Black Sin Cara and put that as house shows? Because we already seen this match and we know Blue Sin Cara won. What makes me want to see Black Sin Cara try to get his revenge? Unless WWE tries to do that. I mean, it already showed that Blue Sin Cara is the one that they like more than Black Sin Cara. So to me, I just felt like the wrong guy won. Nonetheless, to me, it was a decent match. But to the fans, they were chanting boring. And Louisiana crowd, you guys were pretty boring tonight too. Not trying to start any heat with people from Louisiana, but they were not very active at all tonight. Next up, we got tag team title action featuring the team of Boom, 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 Boom versus the team of Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. And to me, this tag match, I feel like it did its job. You guys, the WWE has been trying to push the tag team division into something more interesting once again, and try to force it, not down our throats, but make it where we care about tag teams. And Swagger and Ziggler, to me, was a good heel tag team. I thought they did a lot of good heelish things. At one point, I actually thought they were going to win, and when Air Boom won, it was a pleasant surprise. I thought this was a overall nice tag match. Nothing too special here. I thought it was interesting, to say the least. But couldn't you, WWE, you guys announce this? I mean, you had Swagger and Bourne wrestle on SmackDown, so that was obvious that these two teams might have a match. But couldn't you have, I don't know, build it up, or at least announce it? That would have just been great. But overall, nice solid match. Next up, we got the first of our Hell in a Cell matches between World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry versus Randy Orton, the challenger. Wow, that's weird to say. Mark Henry and Randy Orton, what can I say about this match? The psychology of this match, where Randy Orton had all this momentum from SmackDown after RKO'ing Mark Henry, using that momentum and kicking Henry's ass in the beginning. Henry coming back and, dominating the whole match, so Orton got the reversal. Orton, hitting his finisher, failing at hitting the second finisher, and Henry winning. I thought the psychology was great. The in-ring action, though, the use of the Hell in a Cell, everything else was, just kind of just felt like a normal match, except they were surrounded by something. This could have very well have been a normal match. The only spot that I really noticed they used the Hell in a Cell was when Mark Henry was throwing Randy Orton into the cage, or that one spot where Henry was going to go for the World's Strongest Slam on the steel steps. Orton reversed it and did a nice DDT. That was the only spots that I felt like the Hell in a Cell was used. And to be honest, if you're going to put these guys in the Hell in a Cell, use the environment well. I just didn't think they used the environment well, and thus it didn't make a good Hell in a Cell match. But like I said, the in-ring psychology between the two, the way it was built up and the way it was presented, I thought was fine. But overall, this Hell in a Cell match didn't interest me, and it was okay at best. Mark Henry wins after the World's Strongest Slam, retains his world title. And it looks like Mark Henry is going to do what he has done to Big Show, Khali, Kozlov, Kane in the past with the whole chair thing. But Randy Orton says, no, no, no. I already got pinned by you. I ain't going to do that. And Randy Orton basically makes Mark Henry's title win kind of look like it was nothing, because Orton kind of hit him with the chair. And I thought at this point this would have been a perfect time to bring back a Kane or a Big Show to kind of, come back and attack Henry to solidify that Henry's moving on and then facing a big-time monster, instead of having it where we might get another match between these two. And hopefully that's not the case. Because as much as the matches have been okay, I don't want to see this feud overplayed. It's time for Mark Henry. He already beat Orton twice in a row on pay-per-view. Let's not make the same mistake with Christian and Orton. Let's move on with Mark Henry and see new opponents for Mark Henry and make it where he is an interesting champion, instead of his title reign being consisted of a 5-month-long feud with Randy Orton, let's just say. Next up, we got Cody Rhodes coming out, and he banished the Intercontinental title. I really did like this segment. Cody Rhodes, what he did, basically came out, looked at the IC title, threw it in a paper bag, basically said that it's gone, and then pulled out the classic Intercontinental title with the white strap, with the WWE logo on it. Yeah, it didn't look like the same classic. It looked kind of weird, but it was a nice, refreshing feel. And it really, really, to me, at least, showed some meaning behind the belt. Showed that they do care about this IC title by making Cody Rhodes come out here and announce that he is done with this old style. He's going to hold this title like the Bret Harts, the Ultimate Warriors, the Macho Mans, the Stone Cold Steve Austins, all those great legends before him. And he's going to make it even better. And that's what I like the most. Unfortunately, John Laurinaitis had other plans. John Laurinaitis said there was an IC title match between John Morrison and Cody Rhodes. So John Morrison and Cody Rhodes have an IC title match. Cody Rhodes is dressed in like a suit, and he's like trying to wrestle a match, and he's all doing some stupid stuff, and the whole time the commentators were like, he can't wrestle in his Gucci's, his Gucci shoes. They're going to get ruined. He's going to slip and fall. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, the match was but really, why the heck did this have to happen now? Why couldn't you just have Cody Rhodes brag about the IC title? And this is where I was thinking in my head. Orton is free right now. We're guessing. Cody Rhodes is IC champion. There's been talk of Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. And I was thinking, oh no, they're not going to put this title on John Morrison after Cody Rhodes just cut that great promo on it and talking about how much this classic IC title means to him and why he is bringing it back to just throw it on Jomo. I was hoping to God, but thank God Cody Rhodes won after a roll-up when John Morrison missed his little bouncing off the rope enziguri. I don't know what you guys like to call that, but he missed it. Roll-up, Cody Rhodes retains. Good segment in my opinion. I enjoyed it. Then we get on to the Divas title match. Oh, but before the Divas titles match, let me go into what happened backstage. Triple H and John Laurinaitis were kind of, arguing back and forth backstage. Triple H is like, why did you make a match when I told you not to make another match, John Laurinaitis? And then John Laurinaitis was like, oh, sorry, Triple H, missing our truth or backstage. And it's coming to you saying, wait, why are they backstage? It's like kind of like you're stroking your chin, or you're just kind of wondering how in the hell these two got backstage if they were just sent out of the arena. And they're beating up Air Boom, and the security takes them away. You think, oh, it's all good, and Triple H said, "I told you to get cops, 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 cops." Like he's all screaming at John Laurinaitis, and he's mad. He is mad. He feels like everything's going to chaos, anarchy. Then we go on to the Divas title match: Kelly versus Beth Phoenix. To me, not as good as their Night of Champions match, but I did like the ending when Beth hit the submission maneuver that Natalya did on SmackDown. And Natalya grabs the mic and goes, "Scream, Beth! Scream, Kelly! Scream! We can't hear you, Kelly! Scream, scream, scream!" She's just yelling on the mic, and it added more to it, in my opinion. It added more to the ending. When Beth won, the fans cheered. And to me, that's what I liked. I'm glad Beth Phoenix won. I wanted her to win the title. And maybe now the Divas division can go up and stop being stagnant and doing the same old crap every week. And maybe we can have some interesting twists and turns. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, I thought this match was decent at best. Okay. Now we get on to the main event, where John Cena goes to hell. Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena versus CM Punk in the Triple Threat Hell in a Cell. This was a good match in my opinion. I felt like they used the cell much more better than the Hell in a Cell for the world title match. I felt they used a lot more hardcore aspects to it to make you feel like it's kind of like in Hell in a Cell. You know, the three guys worked well together. The whole Cena and Punk fighting over beating up Del Rio. You know, the table spot where Del Rio throws Punk into the table. You know, I just thought overall this match was very interesting. A lot of nice cell bumps, a lot of nice spots on here. Cena doing the double, whatever, his Fame-Acer from the top rope onto Del Rio and Punk. I thought that was cool. But the ending, let's just say the ending didn't feel as climactic as I thought it would be. And this is just my opinion. So, you know, Del Rio, Ricardo Rodriguez opens up the cage cell, you know, wants to go help Del Rio with the lead pipe in his hand. He goes to try to swing at Cena. Cena throws him. Cena goes to the outside, throws him out. Del Rio pushes Cena outside, locks up the cage door, throws a key underneath. This leads to Punk and Del Rio, you know, going at it for a while. Cena realizes, and he's trying with all his brute strength, the John Cena Superman strength, to open the cage door. Turns out he can't. He's just sitting there watching on as Del Rio, you know, basically wins the title. Del Rio hits Punk with the lead pipe a bunch of times, and he wins the title. And, you know, it was cool. You know, Del Rio won the title back, but he didn't pin Cena. He pinned Punk. And then the cage starts going up, and I thought Cena was just going to beat up Del Rio. And I was looking at the clock. There's a lot of time left on this pay-per-view. And this was kind of weird that there's a lot of time left. So then afterwards, you know, Cena goes into the ring. He's ready to kick some ass. Two guys in hoods, if you guys did not know, Miz and R-Truth came out, and they started beating the shit of the real Punk, the referees, and the cage still started lowering, and this leads to the whole WWE roster coming down and just shaking the cage, trying to open it, and then like they're just beating the crap, and Triple H came out, and he was telling John Laurinaitis to open up the cage, and this kind of made you wonder, John Laurinaitis is probably behind it all, because how the fuck did these two, being escorted by John Laurinaitis in the beginning, being escorted by John Laurinaitis near the middle of the show, get into the ring? I probably think John Laurinaitis had something planned like this all along. And this led to, you know, basically massive beatdown, and it kind of overshadowed Del Rio's title reign. It made the title reign kind of like, oh, Del Rio won the belt, yeah, that's cool. But did you see Miz and R-Truth kick this living shit out of all three of the men in the ring? You know, the cage finally gets opened by bolt cutters, and, you know, Miz and R-Truth, they surrender. They're like surrounded by all these WWE superstars. What the fuck are they going to do? Do you really think they could take them all on? They surrender, and then all of a sudden Triple H comes, and he just beats the living shit out of them. He's just like, duh, 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 duh. You know, he's just showing that he's a powerful force. And at this point, it makes the WWE title win by Del Rio, which should be your main focus, kind of seem, like, it didn't matter. He won the title. Whoop-de-doo, he pinned Punk. That was it. It just didn't feel special. It just kind of felt like Del Rio won the title. Who cares? This Triple H storyline is much more better, and that's my problem. You know, I get that the Miz and R-Truth firing thing, that's going to lead up to something bigger, but really, do we need to have it where Triple H is the main focus of this pay-per-view when he was only featured one time tonight? Like, really, I just didn't think that the WWE title, like, I thought the WWE title match, it was good and all, but the fact that Triple H's little segment at the end overshadowed it, and Triple H does punch John Laurinaitis just to clear everything up, kind of brings it down for me, and I hate to say it, but I'm going to give this show a C. The reason being is this is why it's a C show. To me, the show itself, the matches were pretty solid to decent to okay. Not really any bad matches on this card in my opinion. But the overall appeal and interest in the show did not really come to me. The whole build up to the show was mediocre. We all knew that since it was 2 weeks build. And the whole point of the show, the Hell in a Cell gimmick, didn't feel right, and the crowd really brought it down for me and made me lose my interest. Because when I look at a match, guys, I don't look about just the in-ring action. The in-ring action, it can be phenomenal, but if the crowd is not emotionally involved in it and do not care about it, why should I care about it? It shows that the crowd doesn't care. Why should I care? And that's the problem. This crowd was very bad. I don't think WWE's will go back to New Orleans after this. In my opinion, I wouldn't. Last time you took a show here and they were only caring about the main event. They really were dead throughout the whole show, and it just felt like a lackluster show. That's why I'm going to give it a C. Actually, I'm going to give it a C minus. I just felt this show it did a good job. I felt some wrong guys won. I liked the Cody Rhodes segment. The main event was good. The in-ring psychology, like the psychology between Orton and Henry, was good, but just the match itself was and why was this in a Hell in a Cell? It just really, really did not deliver to me. And that's just my opinion. If you guys, I know many people probably did like the show. I know many people did not like the show. But tell me down below what you guys thought about the show. Did you like the show? Did you dislike the show? Because me personally, in my opinion, I thought the show was kind of meh. I didn't think it was that great. So, yeah, that's pretty much it on my opinion on the show. If you guys, I'm messing up here, brain fart. Make sure you guys comment down below your thoughts on the show. My hair is getting all Del Rio-ish, freaking sticking up like Del Rio's in the match. Follow me on Twitter, ChaseOliver68. Add me on Skype, ChaseOliver68. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more content by me. And pretty much that's about it. I'm ChaseOliver68, and I'm telling you all guys to have a good Sunday night. Make sure you guys get a good night's sleep. And I'm not your fault. I shouldn't be telling you this. Alright, peace, y'all.